Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I am your host, Adam Edwards, joined with some friends, a bunch of creative types from around Houston, around the country, where we try to recreate the feeling that you get when you leave a midnight movie of Labyrinth after having 6 very dirty, very heavy martinis at the Weird Swingers Lounge next door, and you just kind of stand around outside under the marquee, kind of boozily reminiscing about what the hell you just saw. Now, Labyrinth, to be clear, not a trash movie. The movies that we watch in this podcast, absolute garbage. Trash. This is a podcast where various creative types all pile onto a Zoom meeting and watch some of the worst movies in history, looking for the diamonds in the rough. I'm talking movies you've never heard of, I've never heard of, movies that exist on YouTube. Not that they're in the public domain, it's just nobody gives a shit. They're just up on YouTube. That's how bad these movies are. These are trash treasures. This is the kind of crap that makes you question your taste, your reality, your life choices, and then we do all the heavy lifting and we let you know if they're maybe worth your time. Granted, we're in various states of sobriety when we do this, so maybe take it with a grain of salt, but also that's probably the best way to watch these movies. So yeah. Oh, one note. When you hear this sound, that means that you are hearing a clip from the movie session that we recorded prior to the episode of the podcast. And then when you hear this sound, that means we're back to the podcast. Now, if you watch on YouTube, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Which reminds me, we do have a YouTube channel where you can watch all of these for free. It has a video element, so you can see our faces, you can see the editing that's been done, and you can actually see the clips of the movies rather than just hear the audio of it. Cool. All right. Well, that's all I got for you, so enjoy the show.
Guys, did y'all hear the breaking news that The Rock turned down Vin Diesel's invitation to come back to Fast and the Furious?
When you say breaking, do you mean like 14 hours old?
Yeah, at least 14 hours ago.
Dude, Vin Diesel's
breaking in the sense that we haven't done a podcast since.
We needed to do a podcast just about Vin Diesel not coming back to the Fast Friends franchise.
Oh, Vin Diesel's going to do that.
No, The Rock.
He's just going to become The Rock.
What do you have for me this time? Hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
Right on.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I'm your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week, we've got a lot of people. We've got the main guys. We've got Justin Petty. Hey, Justin. Ooh. Apocalypse How. How's it going, man? Joseph Graham. Joey.
Hi.
Michael Langhausen this week. How are you?
Good. How you doing? How you guys doing?
James Puckett and Irene Mendez. Awesome. And I think we've had Kevin on before. We just haven't posted the episode yet, but Kevin Andrus. So we've got 8 Trash Kings on tonight. This is
unprecedented.
7 Trash Kings and 1 Trash Queen.
There you go. We're all kings here. And between the 8 of us, I don't know if we can possibly put together what the fuck we just watched. We watched it's called City Ninja from 1985 out of Hong Kong. It is the first movie in our NINJAnuary, so happy NINJAnuary, everybody. But yeah, this one is challenging to say the least. It feels kind of like 3 different movies put together. But most simple question, and I guess we'll start with James and Irene. Did y'all like this? Did you have a good time?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I thought the fight scenes at the beginning were kind of okay, a little bit, and then it was just garbage. Yeah, I this was not a good movie. Literally, when the opening credit is just like on and off. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I have fun if it makes sense, but I really didn't even know what was going on with this movie. So that sucked.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, Adam. I don't know.
no, look, I completely agree with you. I don't
weird.
know what the fuck happened in this movie. I didn't really like it that much either. So, I mean, does anybody else feel different? Is there anybody that like really liked it that wants to maybe, I don't know, champion
liked
this
it.
thing?
I did not like it either.
Okay, Apocalypse, you said you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
All right.
I'm with Apocalypse here. I kind of dig it.
It had really, really quality fight scenes.
Yeah, I think the
They had
fight
really
scenes are
good
cool.
quality fight scenes, and I think the whole culture of this genre that's what it's about. So again, we also don't really know what the movie was about simply because it was dubbed over, and I can imagine they were taking some liberties with what was going on. So what was lost in the translation, we don't know. It'd be nice to know, but I'm kind of giving it the benefit of the doubt that maybe it did make sense. We just didn't understand it.
I doubt that. That's a fair point though. Like it could have in the original languages been something else entirely.
Like, what if they were never looking for a pendant?
They absolutely were.
Yeah, they
Well, they were looking
But-
for a necklace.
But actually,
no, it was
no.
a pendant.
Apocalypse brings up a good
They
point
kept
because
saying necklace.
we never actually saw a necklace or anything like that. So visually, there's no evidence that they were actually searching for a necklace. So
Yeah,
that could
I
have just been
guess,
a bad
yeah.
translation.
They could have just added that in.
It could have
In
been
terms
about
of-
something else entirely. We don't really know.
Yeah, this could have been like a 2-hour thing that they cut a lot out of
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
True.
Or like Adam
Oh, I
said,
didn't
this
think
might
that.
be two different movies that were just mashed together.
Yeah.
Well,
Totally.
that was a good theory, I think, until both those two characters showed up at the same time, looking about the same and same relative age
Yeah, I
that
guess
they
that's
were
true.
in the rest of the movie. So that part is weird, unless it's 3 movies, like you were
Yes.
positing earlier, where those 2 men starred in a movie, and then there was another movie, and then another movie with the other guy. So.
which is
which
very
is
likely
also which is also perfectly plausible. This is a confusing one for sure. I think it's enjoyable on a very, very base level because there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of attractive Hong Kong women or whatever, and there's a lot of cool fight scenes, but yeah, there's not a lot of glue to stick them all together with what we watched, at least.
In terms of runtime, do you think that there was more fighting or fucking?
It's close. It's close.
It's close.
It's close. Yeah,
Awesome.
I think until if you cut out the last 10 minutes of the movie, it might be fucking.
Like these sex scenes were so bad. One of them was like a woman like bathing herself in the shower, touching her breasts awkwardly, and then walking into the room naked where a guy's smoking a cigarette in bed, and then they kiss. And I felt bad for her for kissing a guy that had just smoked. Like, like that had to be so gross, but that's where my mind was.
They were like inhaling each other's tongues too.
Yes.
Who was on top?
It's the
Nobody.
woman.
I think he's like fucking her scar.
That's the chick.
That's her.
There's usually a man ass that has a little more hair. But
Dude,
awful.
oh yeah, that was
There was a lot of zooming of that.
Yeah, it was way too close.
that was a wild sex scene, and I couldn't tell you who either one of those characters.
I don't
were.
think the sex scene was wild. She just like laid sideways on top of him.
It was
on
a
his
confusing
stomach,
sex scene.
and then just like slid forward.
I don't mean wild in the sex was wild. It was just wild. God, it was like, why? What is any of this?
But
I don't
in the
know.
movie, it was probably the 3rd most wild sex scene.
Yeah, it wasn't even the wildest. The
Yeah.
wildest was that gym scene, man.
Jordan, do you get tattoos?
Is that his bed?
It's a pussy bag.
Off the turnbuckle.
Hell
The
yeah.
gym scene was fantastic.
God.
Jim fucking on a the row machine is pretty original. Oh gosh! Oh wow!
The rowing machine.
No.
Man.
Is that a crunching machine?
I would say. I mean, I've never seen that before. I probably
And
will
just
never see it
railing
again.
her on the turnbuckle was a choice.
Yeah, they put like the punching. Was it the turnbuckle? It seemed like they put a punching bag inside the ring.
Yeah, they definitely like laid a punching bag,
and then they fuck on it, real nasty. But it's a very explicit, non-explicit sex scene. I believe that's one of those.
Yeah,
early in the runtime.
I remember as I was watching it, kind of having this weird thought of like, I don't know how we're going to edit this for YouTube, and if YouTube is going to allow the podcast.
Yeah, I think we'll.
Need black boxes, man.
Yeah,
Big-
lots of mosaics and black boxes for this.
Like they somehow managed to avoid showing dick in all of those scenes.
And
that was.
I don't think there's any nip
Crazy.
or vagina. It's just
There was
definitely
nip.
not in
There
the
was
sex
some
scene.
nip.
until the end. At the
Yeah.
very end, we got butt, boob, and bush all in one.
There's the one woman who's like, "I'm here to save this movie."
Yeah.
Well, there was that blonde stripper in the very beginning.
Yeah,
who,
there's the blonde
felt
stripper
really
that
like
hangs,
just
yeah.
thrown in randomly in the movie to get everyone's attention right off the
I
bat.
swear, I thought there was that one gym shower scene where she shows tit, but maybe not.
Yeah, and then there was the scene, where he has sex with her in the shower, and like she doesn't like take her top off, but it's all wet. I mean,
Right.
Oh yeah,
He's
she's in
wearing
like
his
a
underwear,
nurse's
too.
outfit or something.
this
There's a
movie
lot of
was
fucking.
terrible
There's a
with
lot of
sex
fucking.
scenes. Yeah,
Or great. It might, like I'm just imagining being like a dude in 1985
you can imagine me.
or whenever. I'm just like, let's go watch this, babe. And I
Blasting
pull it up
rails
and I'm
off
like,
your oak
this is
coffee
awesome.
table.
Yeah. I mean, you
Like,
have to
pop
be
this
drunk,
guy in.
doing coke and bringing like prostitutes in like to this random theater to watch this trash movie, and you're probably having a good goddamn time. I have a feeling. I don't know. Every time you look up, there's either someone fighting or fucking. You're like, great. Cheers. Have another pinch off of my fucking flask or whatever.
Yeah, and so like I guess when you put it that way, that is kind of it's like a perfect midnight boozy movie.
Yeah, that's
Like in a shitty theater in.
Yeah, if you're
but is that because it's bad though? Is that just because it's bad?
Yeah.
It's only good because it's really, really base. You know what I mean? Like at least 75% of the time that you look up on screen and you're actually paying attention to this movie, it's like fucking or fighting. I feel like so. It has some entertainment value. The movie story itself is obviously nothing. I mean, does anybody want to take a real shot at describing the plot? I don't know if it's worth it.
I don't either. Like I feel like
I'll read the thing because we're watching these off of if we don't cut this in earlier, this Ninja Assassins box set that was $4.99 at some point in 2007 from Mill Creek Distribution Company. They say City Ninja during World War II, which
No, what?
Yeah,
those cars were all clearly from the 70s.
I mean, at the very beginning of the film, there are ninjas, and it does say it's 1940, I believe.
Okay.
A valuable pendant is taken into hiding to protect it from those who would use it for evil. Years later, men are still trying to retrieve the pendant, now separated into two parts for safekeeping, and will stop at nothing to get their hands on it. Starring Michael Chan. Yeah, I never saw a pendant in this movie. I don't remember one. So I don't know if that's true.
Maybe we didn't even watch City Ninja.
That is also viable.
Like maybe the DVD menu just played a different movie entirely.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the credits came and it said City Ninja.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
Just walks away.
That's a fucking title reveal right there.
That did.
At the
It had a
beginning.
title card.
Yeah, but
then
it
it could've
wasn't really
very well
integrated into
cut-
the movie. Yeah, you could cut that
Maybe
in.
this DVD has a shuffle feature that we didn't even know. It just shuffles scenes.
That would explain a
Oh
lot.
my god.
That would explain a lot.
Just shuffling scenes of all the movies.
Hell yeah.
Seamlessly. That'd be pretty awesome.
That does sound pretty great.
Do the other movies relate to this movie?
No.
No.
Okay.
They bought a handful of ninja movies and they put them all on a 10 movie pack. I don't know if I said this earlier, but it's hours of family home viewing entertainment.
This is
Yeah,
not family
look,
viewing.
This is not a family movie.
Not at all. Like,
If your family thinks hardcore fucking throughout the film is family friendly, and that's your mode of MO, sure.
can we also talk about the quickest funeral ever?
If it really pays, he'll do it.
We're burying this hay.
What the fuck was that scene?
I don't know.
Is it over?
I was real close to him, and now he's been murdered.
This feels like it's from a totally different movie.
Do you know who killed him?
What's
Really
going
does.
on? Like, what was that?
We don't even know who died.
I don't know who died.
No clue.
Was it even a funeral? There were two people there, and they were standing next to a headstone that was clearly been buried for a while.
Ugh, that was the strangest thing.
But then it cuts to those two people on a bridge. They like saw a train or something, and they're on a bridge.
Yeah, it's the
And-
same people.
Is it the same people?
Yeah, they just cut to them, and all of a sudden
I
they're
know.
nowhere near the cemetery anymore.
But they're also not wearing the same clothes. They're not wearing what the clothes they were wearing at the funeral.
I thought she's still wearing her like little bonnet hat thing.
I know he's not wearing the tux, I think, or whatever, the suit.
Oh.
I could be wrong. This movie is a blur.
Because I was gonna say like maybe because I remember when it happened. I think Joey, you and I were like, this feels like a completely different movie, like a different era, everything. Maybe it was like a flashback to this World War II thing, but no, I guess probably
When
not.
they were
I
at
don't
the
think so.
the funeral, the train went by in the background, and then right as the train was going by in the background, we're on the train bridge
Yeah,
with
That had to be it then, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. To take a real quick shot at the plot. Okay. So I believe it's the lead actor, what's his name, Michael Chan, who apparently has been in a lot of movies. A little bit older, Hong Kong veteran, is like a famous boxer, and then he gets he's like a, I don't know. He's fucking everybody, and then he gets his girlfriend pregnant, and then accidentally kills her, and then has to move to Korea to then become like a crime boss. And then simultaneously, there's this other thing which you guys are talking about with the funeral. This other guy that seems very concerned with the pendants and stuff, and that seems more like the actual plot of the movie. But I don't know. He's like, people are like attacking him because I guess they know he's trying to get the pendant. And then they both somehow or another end up in Korea, and then they're both somehow fighting against each other. And then I couldn't tell you who wins at the end. And then the boxing guy comes back home to Hong Kong, or maybe they're trying to be Japanese because it's ninjas. I don't know. He comes back and then he gets arrested for, I presume, killing his girlfriend a year or less earlier. Sound good?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He gets arrested. Like
do.
literally, he gets arrested. The end, and then dumped back
That's
to
the
the
end,
DVD
it's
menu.
Yeah, no
No
credits.
credits.
Just straight back to the menu.
So I have no fucking clue. Yeah, like it's weird.
I think the only
were
big
these,
thing
like-
that you missed was Redhead.
Oh, yeah.
Redhead's the other bad guy that
Oh yeah.
I guess
He
doesn't
just-
want them to get the pendant,
I don't know.
and then maybe hires the boxer guy to like
Yeah, I think he does. Or at
we
Yeah.
set up Redhead there's like 2 or 3 scenes with him very early in the movie, and then we don't see him for the rest of the movie. And then we cut to a close-up shot of a gun poking through a wall and him just getting shot. Like there was no point for him to exist. A lot, yeah. Like Scarface style.
Oh, there's Red. Oh shit! Did they punch through Red's chest?
We haven't shown him
they're
in 30
shooting him.
minutes, but we just like cut to him being shot.
Yeah, I mean he's clearly the bad guy. Yeah. But I mean, along the way, there's some cool stuff. I mean, the stuff with the guy getting attacked is kind of fun. Just people, these 2 characters just keep getting attacked, and those are the funnest scenes, I suppose.
I haven't even seen the necklace yet.
I can't remember the last time, if we've ever seen it.
The fuck is this?
Just some ninjas in the city.
Did his stunt double accidentally end up in the same shot as him for a second?
I don't think they had stunt doubles on the end, really. The one guy gets attacked by this this black dude that is trying to shoot him through a window, but then he shows up behind him, and then he kicks him off, or he's voiced by clearly like a white guy who's doing all the voices for everybody, and it's pretty racist. But then he gets kicked off a building, and then it cuts away.
Who was it sent you here?
Here on the power saw floor, we
He's
use
the one who
our
wants you dead, man. I don't
What?
care what color he is.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, it sounds like the same fucking guy.
Sorry to bother you.
Oh shit. That was awesome. Holy shit. Got away from that before he falls, which is a thing that keeps happening in this movie. Is like there's a big stunt or like action thing that ends a scene, and before they fall or die or the conclusion of the shot, presume what you would think would happen at the end of whatever shot, they just cut away and go to the next scene.
But you can't show a rag doll hitting the ground.
But I mean, you can let it fall off frame or something. It's just like this movie has a pace that is very fast.
Yeah.
If you keep throwing shit at you, you'll forget the stuff that happened before, and then it doesn't make sense.
I guess it only slows down to show the fucking and the fighting, but in between
the fucking was real slow.
All the plots, yeah. Sometimes the scenes seem very long, but
all the sex scenes are pretty long.
Yeah, all the talking of what the fuck is going on, very very short. Yeah. I wrote down editing. This editing is wild. If this editor took any A24 movie, they would all be less than 20 minutes. I think it just seemed like he was chopping out anything that didn't like or showed emotion or allowed any of the actors to do anything. It was just like if it's not dialogue or action or fucking, fuck it.
If it's not leading to fucking or fighting, then we're cutting it.
Right. And barely even that in some situations. Like it was just like lop that off. Whatever. It's something else.
So did anybody have like a specific favorite part or shot that like really sticks out in your mind?
There were 2. I like the ninja hiding in the hay.
Does that mean they're good?
Oh, I forgot about Redhead.
It's Bigwig.
There's another ninja in the hay. Or is that just a guy hiding?
Smoking on.
Hey, what's up? What's up? It's the guy in the hay.
Peeking out.
That was good, yeah.
And then it was early in the movie. Like so much shit happened after that it might not be memorable. But it was when I commented in the group confused zoom shot. It was that old guy that they just like smash zooms to, and he looked like he didn't know what was going on. But
I liked the pool hall, or it was a pool room, not a pool hall. I like that. that fight scene I thought was probably one of the best fight scenes in the whole movie.
When
Well,
the dude
also-
was like shooting pool while doing a handstand on the edge of the pool table.
And when I say best fight scene, I mean like there was a lot of choreography going on with the elements that they were interacting with. And it reminded me of what Jet Li did. What was that? Romeo Must Die. If it's that,
Yeah.
I think it's that one where he kicks the pool ball up and then out of the pocket and then roundhouses it into the dude.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any, like, I don't know, Kevin, did you have any specific shots or scenes or parts that stuck out to you?
What Joel mentioned earlier about the ragdoll getting kicked off the roof. As soon as it cut, I was really disappointed, and that just left like an imprint on my mind. hoping he would just land. I was like, oh my god, that was like the biggest disappointment in the movie.
I think there was a more fun way to do that for sure, but cutting away from it is also fun because we're sitting around here talking about it like nearly 40 years later. Maybe they knew what they were doing.
I don't think it was a ragdoll.
I mean, it was a dummy. You think it was a guy?
No. Yeah, I think it was a real stunt guy, and I think the reason they didn't show anything else was because
he actually died.
No, because he landed on one of those gigantic, what are those little blimp things? Those gigantic padding, inflatable things. But
they didn't show him like falling out of frame, which that feels standard to me. But
I don't know. Adam,
they ran out of film.
Is there any way we can revisit that shot?
In this moment, I mean, I don't know.
Well, no, not. I mean, just like, are you able to pull out this still from that shot?
Maybe he defecated on himself, so they had to cut it.
Well, they didn't cut the shit fighting.
He just shit himself.
Yeah, and so the shit fighting actually had one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the shit fighting. This guy's going to fight through a door.
Oh no, he kicked him in the shit.
Oh yeah.
Shot is
Don't
interesting.
ruin the shirt.
I hate that kick. I don't think that's a good kick.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy to kick in mud. Mud wrestling, I guess.
Technically mud wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like awful shit.
It was really gross mud.
It just looked like diarrhea, honestly.
It's like everybody just wanted to jump in it. Everyone was looking for a reason to get in the mud.
You're not going to say no to that. I mean,
that's true.
I'm going to say no to that.
Well, I guess it was there. They set it up. It was a set piece. I have no idea what was going on in the movie.
Yeah, what was that room? What scene was that?
Yes,
Where were they?
It was the secondary guy.
Whose house
the guy
are they
that's
at?
the guy that the younger guy that's not as cut up, like yanks some baddie in there and just kicks his ass. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's just
He
it's
does
just
that
a thing.
awful spin kick that Mike hated in the mud.
Yeah, I hate those kinds of crescent.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I just feel like they didn't know exactly how to get a good kickoff.
Stop making excuses for him.
That's fair. Also, I don't know if you're gonna
Mike,
put
would you say
set
that it
piece-
was a shitty spin kick?
Yeah. Just like that
Because of the
fun.
shit. Because they were in poop.
do you feel good about that?
You
I feel pretty
good
shitty about it.
that stupid joke? If I was gonna pick a favorite shot, it's all the red party scenes because that's what I feel like. That's like my thing. I like when people use too many red lights. It's kind of where there's a pinkish red light here, and it all blows everyone's faces out because red just mutes every other color. If you just use it, it's just black and red. And every party scene toward the beginning, there's all these people at strip clubs and jazz clubs, and then later in the film there's like a BDSM room or whatever where the woman's strapped to like a red thing with some more red lights,
which seems to be an impromptu theme of our movies now.
Yeah, I want to know like what started this. Everyone watched a certain movie and was like, "This is how we're going to make our torture chambers."
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
tying people to like
Red
red
walls.
or black walls. There has to be red involved, right?
Because Kick Fighters did that, and something else did that.
I think
Was
Metamorphosis.
Kick Fighter is the one that
maybe
looked
not.
like they were just like not really tied up. It was a shitty room.
Yeah,
with, like,
Kick
overhead
Fighter.
lighting.
Yeah, it's like a black and red room, and then on the other end of the room is just baby blue paint.
Yeah.
Spoiler blue. Oh, and also that squirrel that gets.
Oh
stomped
yeah.
on.
Yeah, he got like super emotional about that squirrel that we never saw before.
And it was like, oh. Okay, so that was the guy from earlier. He just.
What the
Oh
fuck?
shit! What the fuck?
You killed my rat.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
I got emotional about. I was like, "What the fuck? They just chopped
Yeah,
this
this
animal in half
randomly
with a
decided to
fucking
kill a
oil
squirrel.
barrel or something. What the
I
fuck are
thought
we
it-
doing here?"
It was like fun, but yeah, it was like strange. I mean, it looked like a taxidermy puppet squirrel, but still, it was like just strange to throw in this movie.
Yeah.
God, and then he immediately like snapped that guy's back over the barrel and then dumped another barrel on top of him.
Yeah, it was savage. It's good stuff. There were a lot of bees in this movie.
Yeah, except for butterfly knives.
No, but we did have
butterfly.
just blades in general.
Blades for sure. This is
We had
knife
butts,
culture.
we had boobs, we had bush, blood. We had a boat.
Several, I think like a couple boats. Yeah.
There
were
was
some
almost
boats.
a baby, but then there wasn't.
Let's go.
That's taken care of.
Problem solved. Wow.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
boxers. There's BDSM.
Yeah. Yeah. There's bondage.
Long. There's a
Bathing,
there's a
for sure some
male
bathing.
long butt.
Yeah.
There's a male long butt.
The longest butt in this movie is a dude.
There's a
Yeah.
female long butt. There's a short butt, which I'd never seen before.
Yeah, that's 60 short butt.
Like,
There's multiple bathing scenes.
there's bathing. Yeah.
We got boxes.
Ah, big boxes.
and when
scene was
when
great,
he
though.
pulled her out of the box, her butt came out of her dress, so we got butts in boxes.
We got one shot with boxes and butts, and then the one shot with bush boxes, or no, bush butt and boobs all at once,
And bathing.
and bathing all at once. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of. They enjoyed the bees in this
A
movie.
lot of combo breaks.
They were making a bee movie, you know what I mean?
All right. I guess we can just.
Bad joke.
You're a bad joke. How
So
about
there
that?
be.
No, a dad joke because you're a dad
Oh
now.
yeah, true.
You're bad dad.
Bad dad. True.
I guess at this point, let's just go to the bags of trash, unless anybody else wants to discuss anything.
No, good.
So I guess starting with James, out of 5, how many bags of trash?
I'm gonna say like I always kind of rate these things, I guess, on an average fair scale. So like, I'll say 3. The fighting scenes were somewhat, overshadowing the really creepy sex stuff, like because it was really creepy. So yeah, I would give it. I'm gonna give it 3, just for some okay fighting. But it does feel like someone on cocaine either directed this movie or edited it. Like,
What is the what are we like?
1 through 5.
Good,
It's
like
just in your heart.
It's whatever's in your heart. It's whatever's in your heart. 1 to
5 is
5.
typically considered like
we're
high
coming
trash.
we're coming at these movies from a place of love, of loving movies. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
Knowing
you-
they're bad.
it can still be bad though. Not
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah, the more trash you give it, the more you like it.
To
Essentially.
me
Oh, okay.
personally, I think it's like a like how cheap was it versus how entertaining it was, like kind of weird correlation there. But it's whatever it is.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it a 1.
That's right. We've given things 1 before.
We absolutely have. Langhausen.
Yeah.
How many bags of trash for this movie that you paid half of attention to?
Yeah. Man.
What a great review, man.
Oh man, this is tough. No, I guess like 3. There was a few entertaining moments when I did look up.
Good God.
All right.
It's got my attention with those boobs and those butts and those blades.
JP.
I'm gonna give it 2.
Okay.
The fighting was good, but I don't know. There was it wasn't fun, I guess, in the sense that like wacky bad acting scenes and like silliness, it was really lacking a lot of that stuff. Like the fighting was fun and there was some crazy scenes, but like to get like true peak trash, I feel like I need some more silliness and some fun in some scenes.
Okay.
And interactions.
That's fair. Apocalypse?
2.5.
Okay.
Well, like 2 or 3, but like the third one was ripped open by the raccoon. So it's just 2.5 bags of trash, and I think that's just because of the fight scenes.
The fight scenes make it
stunt
better
work.
or make it worse?
Well, I think that's all this movie is.
Yeah.
It's just a reason for martial artists all at that time period to create a fighting movie that's probably also was used as a slush fund for somebody.
It was a CIA film.
The slush fund was spent on the shit pit.
All the money that was spent in this film.
I mean, imagine if you had to move money around for somebody and you were like, well, I got it. We'll just make a movie. And then like you get to the end and they're like, no, we still need you
to find these.
We still need you to move money around. You're like, well, we'll make it a second movie, but within the same movie.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the end and you're like, we're wrapping up. And they're like, no, we still need you to move money around. You're like, we'll make it 3 movies into 1 movie. And that's why this movie was so confusing.
Yeah.
Where does the shit pit come into play?
In
your scenario.
Adam,
the shit pit.
Shit pit.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
All right, Kevin. Bags of trash.
I would say 3. As other people have mentioned, the fight scenes were pretty good. I enjoyed them. As 3 as a movie, but as a plot-heavy porn flick, I would give it a 5.
I'm gonna make that a 3.5 in my notes.
Did you go from 3 to 5 while watching it?
Okay, that's probably the second or third best boner joke that we've done since this podcast.
Very good. Joey, how many bags?
Oh God, I can't follow that up if I can, Kevin. No, I think it's a 3 as well. I agree with Justin that it's like it has all the elements of the things that you like the most, but then the director and the writer didn't go for it. It feels confused. I feel like the editor tried to pick it up because it feels like a maniac edited this movie. Someone on drugs, as they say. But yeah, it's a 3 for me.
All right. Yeah, I think for me, it's interesting because like I started out as like around a 1.5 before we started recording, but as we've gone through this conversation, It's a 3 for me as well. Like hearing more from Apocalypse about the fights and the choreography and everything like that, and just listening to everybody, like, this movie sucks, but we had a good time with it, and we're sitting here talking for 40 fucking minutes about this movie. Like, that's impressive. So yeah, I'll give it 3. It's got some good fights. It's got some good fucks.
Yeah, it has all the right stuff. It's just to get above a 3. I feel like it needs like a crazy sort of.
It needs like
like a plot, maybe like a plot.
Yeah.
Or like a marquee stunt. It didn't really have a marquee stunt. It had some good stunts, but not like big ones.
Right. It didn't have that one.
If they had done this through the entire film, I think it would have helped. Is towards the beginning and the end, where the ninjas show up and they're exploding and they go to nothingness.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a cool idea, and I think if that had just kept going through the movie, I would have like understood what was happening. I would have felt the director's vision of like, okay, this is a world where people explode and they explode to different various smoke bomb colors or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, great.
The guy shoot out of the earth.
Yeah, I do appreciate how insane this is. Actually, I should pay attention a bit, I guess. This guy has like a belly compared to everybody else in the movie. Cool. He's got an idea. Let's ride this.
There were also too many characters.
There were way too many characters,
I don't think that there were too many characters. I think there's
just 2 movies.
They didn't connect the characters in a way that made any of them memorable. It just felt completely random.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't even think about it until you just said it, but like, there are ninjas in the beginning and there are ninjas in the end, and there are no ninjas in between those things.
Pretty much no. I mean, there was definitely martial
It was like
arts
the
guys.
Kick Fighters movie. There were no kick fighting.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Right.
There was
that one scene in the beginning and then one in the end.
But yeah, this to me just felt like there were 351,430 characters.
It's like Joey's book.
God, I have a lot of characters.
That's some inside baseball right there. That's good.
Wow. So an average of 2.625.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Pretty good considering that movie's really bad. But it's a good time. I think it's I think if you are really into martial arts, you should watch this movie. Or fucking, or the combination of both.
Yeah.
Like if you are a guy who doesn't even like, if you're like, oh, I like a couple of martial arts movies, but you know what I really like is softcore porn on Cinemax from the 90s. This is your movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It should have been called Kung Fuck.
There you go.
Fuck.
That's another thing I really don't like. I mean, I guess I appreciate like martial arts movies with good, like all the fight scenes are good, but like none of the sword fighting is realistic. None of the
swords are cheesy.
None of the fighting makes sense. I mean, I liked it, but none of the fighting makes sense because it's a ninja movie, yet nobody's doing ninjutsu.
That's something we didn't talk about.
Nobody's doing judo. Nobody's doing karate. No.
So are you about to lower your score?
No, I'm not going to lower my score. Are you?
I have a question. Like, what makes it a good, like, fighting movie or whatever? Like, to me, that didn't look that good. I've seen some actual good, movies with good fighting or whatever, martial art. This didn't seem that good to me. So I'm just curious, like, why you're saying this is so amazing.
Like, everybody in there that's throwing a kick knows how to throw a good kick.
There was some
I think
hitting too, and
like
some
everybody.
I think Mike means like technically all the actors and fighters were good fighters. I don't think that it was necessarily choreographed well or shot well. in
Yeah,
the
I don't
way
think-
that, like, say, John Wick is.
But it's also not choreographed badly. It's just
like a flat
fair.
frontal shot, and they just don't cut away from.
There's just
shot.
no plan in making this film at all. It seems like it seems like they did not have like a
Yeah,
structure.
but you were rating it kind of like midway because you thought
I liked the
that the
fights. I
fighting
thought
was
they were
good.
No, I mean the fighting was
Me
cool.
too.
Well,
I just
okay,
like
so you gotta understand, like you gotta look at like older kung fu movies from the 60s and then into the 70s to understand where the fight choreography and that style of fight scenes had gone. And then in the 80s, whenever you had that vacuum of just like ninjas, when they hit America cinema, they were just making them right and left. It was like spaghetti westerns.
No,
And-
yeah, it was
Wait,
everywhere.
where was this movie made?
85. I
This
think.
We're not 100%.
Yeah,
sure.
so it's not like it's hard. You can't like sit and
Don't
compare
do
this
that.
movie to like The Matrix or something, you know.
Matrix
or-
fight scenes.
Saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like for me, I've seen other movies that are bad that I enjoyed more than this, you know what I mean? And so like I just didn't I don't know. I guess I just have higher standards for bad movies.
and that's fair. I guess it's just like I don't know when this movie's like coming along and then you see these like dudes like really fucking going at it with like kicks and like really swift and hard things that they're not like really taking it to the face, but they make it seem like they kind of are. You just give them props, in my opinion. That's just
Yeah, there weren't like
Meta.
obvious whips, which was nice. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't like a scene where a guy misses a punch, but they still go with it. You know, they like.
yeah. There's much worse fighting on film.
So you're right. Maybe this isn't definitely the best, but I have seen worse.
Like way worse. I just appreciate the guys like going at it.
Yeah.
And there was a few shots where it's like there, even though the editing or the directing wasn't great, it was just like they're throwing this guy over these boxes, and after like a kick to the face, they look pretty good. It's all ballet, and it's like sometimes it just looks kind of good, even though maybe the camera guys don't know what they're doing exactly or how to cover it appropriately. And you just know that those dudes are trying their best, and it's like that's cool. I don't know.
All right, I'll give it a 1.5.
Well, I've already done the math. Now I gotta do it again.
Make it a 3, maybe then.
I mean, the if I were just to guess, I would say this movie's just kind of a 3, but no one gave it above a 3, so it's definitely
it's probably like a 2.75 if I had. to
it's like a
Can we
2.
stop giving it higher and higher?
It's
scores?
2.5 basically.
What I did like was the ending being like, what the hell? Like, it is kind of fun just ending a movie just on like
the thing is, yeah, movies are not just stories and plots, so there's other stuff going on, so that's what we're trying to like include, I guess. So there's weird fucking in it, so how are you gonna rate this that bad?
I had a good time with it though too. It's just so insane. It's only an hour and a half too, thankfully.
Yeah, it's a tight 90. Love it.
Tight 90. Most of these movies are.
There's
some.
You got to squeeze 10 of them in the box set.
Is it all on one disc?
They were in the market.
Yeah, there are 2 discs.
Tight 90s.
They're all 80 minutes to 91 minutes. Oh no, 78 minutes to 91 minutes, except for what that television pilot that has Demi Moore in it. I'm pretty sure it has Demi Moore in it. I don't know if we'll watch that or not. They all have ninja in them. Ninja, Shadow Ninja, City Ninja, which we watched. The Master, Max, that's the TV show, which doesn't have the word ninja in it. Ninja Champion, Ninja Empire, Ninja Death 1, Ninja Death 2, Ninja Death 3, Ninja Heat, Ninja the Protector.
Ninja Code.
Yeah, so there's a lot. I feel like we should watch Ninja Death 1 next to see if we need to watch Ninja Death 2.
No, let's just start with Ninja Death 2.
You want to skip right to the sequel. It's like, what was worth making a sequel to this? Or yeah, well, let's just, you want to go in reverse? You want to start Ninja Death 3?
No, let's never watch part 1.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Shout out to soy sauce eggs.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Oh, that's all I got. That's all my only shout out
Yeah.
for once. Shout out to weird eagle tattoos, maybe.
Yeah.
Eagle tattoos were tight in the 80s.
God, I forgot about those soy sauce eggs.
Shout
Yeah, they
out
rolled.
to really awesome T-shirt.
That one guy did have a tight T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the like deep V rainbow shirt.
Yeah, that was a cool shirt. The
Shout out
the one white girl
Bad
stripper.
Kissing
Oh yeah, bad kissing.
and dry humping somehow with no clothes on.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out to
hell
a
yeah.
great title reveal.
Oh yeah, just
Shout out to a
white
great
text on black.
But like off center, off like it's
Yeah, it was off center, dude. It was in frame.
Well, it looked like someone took the little tiny 35 millimeter frame and like sketched it on there with the stencil with a little knife. I was like, we gotta take the filament off. We'll get it right, babe. We're gonna make money off this movie, trust me. Rails another line off her butt.
You want to be a star, don't you?
Wanna be a star, girl. I'm the producer.
honestly, shout out to City Ninja and shout out to 8 Trash Kings in one podcast. This
Hell
is
yeah. That was not
something
bad,
else.
not bad considering everybody. How many people we had? It's good.
Yeah.
Shout out to bad Italians.
Sicilian fucks ruining this movie. Oh yeah, there's Italians that show up in this movie inexplicably. So
Shout out to fake Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to the red wig.
Those fucking highlights rock.
Yeah.
That was a good wig.
It was a good wig.
Shout out to pepperoni nipples.
Shout out to Pepperoni Nips.
Pepperoni nips, the inexplicable nips.
Nipperonis.
Shout out to spitting a mouthful of blood directly into a dude's eyes.
Oh wow, I forgot about that.
And then punching him in the dick.
With both fists.
Oh yeah, you really think he's gonna pop his head off in that scene, and he doesn't.
Gross.
Jesus.
You just spit all over his face.
Oh fuck, he's gonna rip his fucking head off.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Snooker.
Yes.
Snooker, the card
Yes.
game.
No, it's the pool game.
Were they playing snooker?
It looked like it because it was the red balls
Because that's how you have to play it upside down.
in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining. For everybody listening, follow us at Trash Movie Kings on Instagram, Twitter. Email us, trashmoviekings@gmail.com, trashmoviekings.com, anchor.fm/trashmoviekings, Spotify, YouTube, all that shit. Just give us a listen, give us a watch, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to like.
Smash that subscribe button.
Ring that bell, smash that subscribe button.